Yes, welcome back. If you don't know, this looks a little different. Um, I'm back home, my old bedroom, where have many memories, good, bad. But anyways, let's get started. Welcome. This is Off the Growth. Here we speak about growth, love, how to accept, being human, how to accept a lot of things. We aren't here to be perfect, and right here is a great episode to talk about that. And today's episode is about how to start over, and what a great way to show you from my bedroom with my parents. All right, so I got here 2 days ago, so and a lot of emotions obviously come up, you know, about the past. A lot of emotions come up with, oh my God, this, that, and third. But I'm here to tell you this is exactly what I needed at this time. So, a lot of times, whenever you are afraid to start over, you're ashamed to start over, you're embarrassed to start over, there is signs that's going to lead you to where you need to go. And your body is going to give you those signals of calm, those signals of safety, and is going to applaud you for doing things that promote courage, that promote bravery. And it's also we have to understand that there is nothing wrong with starting over. Okay? I want you to imagine this. Imagine you're playing a video game and there's checkpoints, right? You die in the video game, you're not going to start right in the middle of the action. Okay, that is not, unless you're like expert level, but most of the time you need to come back with a better plan, a better idea how to get past this checkpoint in the game. So what sense does it make to start in the middle of the action? That's not going to be beneficial at all. And this is the same thing. No need to disrupt your nervous system, disrupt your mind, and try to fix it all in the middle of everything. There's no benefit to this. So this is kind of the same thing. I always say this recently, winners have to go back into the lobby to win again. Okay? You finish the game, you finish the online game, Call of Duty, boom, you got first place, nice. What do? You're automatically going back to the lobby. So no matter if you win, no matter if you lose, sometimes you have to start from zero. And I'm gonna give you some tips on what I'm gonna do when I'm starting from zero. Okay. Obviously, first off, social media. If you're making content, that's different. It'd be a little bit more difficult, but stay off social media. Everyone is in a different season, different stage of their life, and it's really difficult to look at that when you're at zero and you're like, man. I've deleted Instagram. I still use TikTok and YouTube, obviously, because I make content. So that's gonna be a little bit more difficult, but just trying to, not be always looking at other people's lives, other people's seasons. We're all in a different season. Only you know what you need in your season. Don't look to others for, um, what they're doing in their season. Okay. The next thing I would say is to create a routine. This is regarding sleep. I think it's going to be easier to start from zero. It's going to be easier to have nothing in your hands and to create something magical. Okay? In order to receive things, we have to let go of things. In order to gain wisdom, we have to go through challenges. Okay? So, creating a routine is very important, waking up at the same time every day. Sleep is going to help us have the mindset, have the creativity of allowing things to come into our life, you know, and just, be in a calm mindset. Sleeping every day, sleeping all night, all morning, that's not really going to benefit, the creativity, is going to get you in a kind of depressed mood, sad mood. All right. So, I wake up, try to stay off my phone, try to read more, maybe go for a walk. It's really cold right now, but my plan is to try tomorrow to go for a walk and understand that these small things, these new things you add into your routine are going to build confidence. You have to understand that these small wins are still wins in your eyes, all right? And that is really what is important here, being there for you, being there for yourself. So when you're starting over, accept those small wins as big victories, and stay true to yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe that, life has to slow down sometimes. At F1, you turn the corner, you gotta slow down, bro. Sometimes you have to slow down. That's okay. Trust the path. Allow your mind to wander. Allow your mind to be doing nothing sometimes. We're so caught up in this world of do, repeat, repeat, that we don't really give our chance a time to relax. And this is why we're always in survival mode. Our body is never relaxed. Our body is always trying to survive. And if we don't give ourselves time to love, give ourselves time to feel, give ourselves time to ruminate on the experiences we've had, to try new things, if we're in the same routine every time, that's not going to benefit us in any type of way. Okay? So, yeah, other things to do when you're starting over is give yourself grace. Understand that, this is going to be a new chapter, even though you are, back at zero. You're not starting over, you're starting from experience. So you have to give yourself grace that you tried something triumphant, that you tried to do something, even though it didn't go the way it was planned, even though it didn't go the way you want it to. That's okay. It's better than doing nothing. So winners win, and winners also lose sometimes. Every year is not going to be your year. So go back, put in the work, and I promise you, you're going to go farther than you ever did before. Okay? And yeah, that's really it, man. Starting over never is exciting because the hardest part is going to be the beginning. The first few steps out the door when you're running, the first few levels of the game, you don't know what to do. And that part is going to be tough, So you have to understand that being insecure about that is normal, but we have to get over that. This is our life. We are the main character. You are the main character. I'm the main character of my life. You're the main character of your life. So when we are worried about being perceived by others, this is the thing that everyone has a problem with, being perceived by others nowadays, especially Gen Z. People don't even dance at the club. People don't even want to go out, wear certain things. We have to understand that does not affect, that is affecting how we think. So we have to be in control, create our thoughts, create our minds, create our emotions, and this starts from within. Okay, this is why I preach breathing, preach being present, because being present shows you that right now we have the ability to install many positive thoughts into our head, positive ideas into our head. We're focused on the past. Like, for example, right now, I'm at home. I could be focused on how I've been feeling at home recently. This is maybe another video, but I'll say, this is kind of like the reverse of being homesick. Maybe is that what I want to say? You get home, it's like, okay, it's like when you're traveling. You're traveling, you go to a new city, and boom, it's amazing for the first 3 months. Because it's a new experience, right? You go to Peru, you go to London, you go to Spain. You're in love with the city, in love with the idea, the food, the weather, and it takes about 3 months really to get over that, right? So when you get home, you're excited to be home, you're excited to feel fresh, but get it's gonna die down quickly because you've been home. This is like your home. You already know how it is. You already know what's it gonna be. It's the same old, same old. So maybe that 3 months goes to 3 days or a week or 2 weeks, you know? So take that into account too. You know, this is not like the past. It doesn't have to be. So build what you want to build. Be grateful that you have space to build. Be grateful that you're not just in survivor mode. Be grateful that you have a chance to start over. Okay? This is a chance for you to live in the offense. Okay? Don't live in the defense. When you're in survivor mode, you're living in defense. You're trying to go to work every day. You're trying to pay the bills. But when you're in the offense, when you have a chance to be in the offense, because not everyone does. Some people have to stay stuck in survivor mode, you know, maybe because that's their perspective. And I am obviously extremely grateful to have a family, to have, you know, a place to stay, because not everyone has the opportunity either, you know. So, um, and yeah, you know, just don't let the tests break you. Don't let the beginning destroy you. Understand that even though it's still the beginning, you're still going to make mistakes. You're still going to learn lots of new things about you, about what you want in your life. So allow things to come in. Allow new ideas, new thoughts, new journeys. Pivot. This is exactly what is supposed to happen in life. This is not the end. It's just a new journey. It's just a new season. And it's a new beginning. And there's nothing more beautiful than a new beginning, because who knows what's going to happen. You put your mind to it. All right, so that's all I gotta say here. You know, Offthegrowth. I'm excited about this new name. I feel good about this new name. I'm excited to keep working on YouTube, and hopefully we get together more. We learn more. We grow more. We feel good about ourselves, and we are proud of the journey that we have gone on. Um, so yeah, if you like this, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. You know all the shit do's. And until next time, you know, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you took this video as, you know, as not as a failure, a sad ending, but you know, a new beginning, something motivational. You know, we're all going to be there one day. We're all in different stages of our life. We're all learning. We all have this special superpower inside of us. So remember that. Peace out.